how well you're actually making money from the page views, from the impressions that are generated out of apps. What are some important metrics and things you can do to measure?
So we track everything from a source basis. So we track things like if a certain user came from a referral, if a certain user came from any one of 5 viral channels in Facebook, if it came from a feed or a profile, and so on and so forth. And what we found with our customers that has been helpful for them is figuring out which channels tend to deliver the most ideal metrics. So for most of the developers,
typical
it means,
analytics.
2 things. One is, are they clicking? Is this source of traffic generating the click-throughs on ads that are generating a high CPM? So we track that for them. The other thing that we track, and this is more for both branded applications and also your traditional Facebook developer, which source of my traffic is generating the greatest virality for growth. And virality is not created equal, because just because someone's sending out a lot of invitations don't mean that they're actually converting users. So you want to track a step deeper than that. You want to see if they're actually converting, if those invites that are going out are actually converting, and they're converting good users. So we track, one generation beyond that. And just stepping back a bit, you also want to look at re-engagement, obviously, because if they're coming back, there's a higher likelihood that they'll be clicking on ads and that they're going to be inviting other users.
Matt?
Sure. This is the fun part of the model, making money. Actually, at SocialMedia, this is probably where we're investing most of our energy around, in coming up with new ways to model and evaluate your traffic and your users to be able to charge essentially higher CPMs for your application and make more money. And a lot of that revolves around again from our what we think to be the rich data that is there from connections that users have, the scrap data, and the information that's there about them. So to riff off a point that Seth was making, free iPod offers. Take a look traditionally in product seeding, product sampling campaigns, trying to target those free products to users with the most opportunity to evangelize that product. And that's the basics of word of mouth offline. I think online, the way you kind of model that, engineer that is, you take a look at the user, is he a music aficionado? How many of his friends are music aficionados? How big is his friend network? There's a lot of rich data there that, leveraged correctly, you can use new ad campaigns to essentially make more money for the publisher, and that's really where we're primarily focusing on.
Companies really focusing a lot of energy on this as well. So we built an analytics system for not just applications, but any social media website. So your social networks that you're building, you can run our analytics on. Then we built a social ad server that connects to the analytics. So now you can start targeting your ads and start optimizing your ads based on the click metrics or the money metrics of who's actually engaging, clicking. So that when a free iPod ad, I disagree with you, it's not word of mouth of that ad, it's a click of that ad. That's a direct response ad, that's a clickable ad, that's when you make money. So through our analytics and our ad server, you can actually start targeting that audience that's who's clicking on it. And that's very, very important. The engagement metrics and the word of mouth metrics ties back to the brand relationships. One of our investors is AT&T, and I was talking to the CMO the other day, and AT&T says, Ian, this is the audience that this creative and this new phone that's coming out, we really want to target. We said that's great, let's test it out. So now we can test out these campaigns and tell AT&T, this is really the audience that's engaging, not the audience that you thought was going to engage. These are the people that are really interested in your product. And they can use that when they go to ESPN.com, AOL.com, and they pay for higher CPM ads, like $30, $50 ads. So there's huge opportunity in the social application and social media space from a brand perspective and from a direct response type of it. But we need to focus on the metrics, not just virality, getting users, impressions, all that stuff. It's great, but how do you take it to the next level? And I think there's some solutions, especially here on the panel, that can work together. Possibly Albert's company can give more metrics on how to get more users, how to get more impressions. Where my company steps in is how do you make money off of that? Whether it's through our social ad server or media kits that we custom tailor to your audience now that you can go get your own advertisers. And that's what we really specialize in.
I guess kind of to add on to all this is that
one of the things that we're really seeing in this space is that it's not just about CPM for social media. That's not just banner ads are one component of how you monetize. And in this space, from the developers that we've worked with and talked with, they do everything. And what do I mean by that? They try to monetize from every way. They do CPA, branded deals, direct deals with, advertisers and all these different things. And the reason that they do that is that, initially myself included, I thought, well, aren't you just, isn't it best to just optimize one of these channels? But just like the viral channels in and of itself, we find that different users do different things. So the people who click on the social media ads are not the same people who complete, say, an offer for your application or, do something else. And we've seen companies, for example, companies focused around sports and entertainment do sales of tickets within applications. And within social games, we see much more use of virtual currency and CPA offers. And those, from our research and studies, have been the most lucrative out of everything. So just, I guess, word of note, it's not just CPM. There's other monetization strategies out
Use
there.
of virtual
and the most
currency
successful
seems to be the
developers
key.
have done everything.
Can I just add a quick? Just to follow up real quickly, to be clear, that in the product seeding model I was talking about, it's actually not a click-through model in that case, it's acquisition model. And we're talking about, the logic's pretty simple, is that the marginal cost for the advertisers to reach and target all users with free products is too high. They want to target to the people that matter the most. And so in those cases, charging on an acquisition basis per user, quite high rates, in fact, is quite, it's pretty much the model that you're operating on. That's just one campaign model that you do. Beyond that, I think if you're looking at an impression model, the concept then becomes, is this particular user, a super user? Is he a rabid fan